someone named Virat Kohli to to show what he can do. And on that note, we'll move to RCB. He's got two
Oh
golden ducks
boy.
in a row. Um, One of India's greatest batsmen has got two golden ducks in a row, and yeah, it's not a great look for him.
Yeah, it's not. Um, he's been really he's been a pretty terrible batsman of late. Two what's that? 2 years without a century, I believe. At this point.
Yeah, he's been really unlucky actually. If you look at the statistics on ESPN Cricket Info, but at his projected wickets and like how many times he actually got out, he's been really unlucky compared to many other batsmen. But it's not great to see because he's been unlucky, but he's also not looked the same batsman that he was in like 2019 per se.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Um, like especially of late, the 68 game was a game for Virat to sort of, if he hadn't gotten out first ball, it would have been a fantastic way to like game to come back into form. The rest of the batsmen obviously struggled, except DK, who was a little bit unlucky with his
Yeah, yeah, that's the only way you can get DK
yeah,
out this season.
exactly.
I mean, pure luck, pure luck.
Yeah. So DK got unlucky there, but if Virat had stayed and just even one more ball and seen the situation that no one was able to bat, he could have just stayed there, been solid. He wouldn't have to score a lot of runs per se. Just stay in there. RCB gets like a 140, 145 total, and they're in the game, and so that's all they would have needed to sort of have a fighting chance. But then he fell, and so did everyone else in the team. So yeah, overall, pretty pathetic
Yeah,
showing
I
from
mean,
RCB.
they got
Back to
out
their
like
old ways. What can I
all,
say? Old habits die hard.
yeah, 60 something all out. I mean,
68.
you've got the mandatory performance that RCB gives every year where they get all out for a low score. They have to do that every year,
Yeah, and
and
it was so low that my sister told me that she doesn't watch cricket at all, and when she one of her friends showed her the scorecard, and she thought that she didn't understand how to read cricket, because she thought that she was like, usually you guys talk about it in triple figures, and there was 68 all out. This is real, by the way. I'm not just making this up to roast RCB. They were so bad that they made someone who doesn't watch cricket think they don't know how to read. So yeah,
wow.
pretty terrible showing from RCB.
Yeah, so that's what we expect from RCB.
We were
But
waiting for it
like
to
on a
happen.
more
It was gonna happen.
yeah, yeah, and on a more serious note, what should they change? Because Anuj Rawat, as I said for weeks on this podcast, um, from and you've been arguing with me, but I don't think you can anymore. He's pretty useless. He needs to go. Um, and ideally, I think they would like to bring Finn Allen in because he's an explosive top order batsman, but that'll be tough to do considering they have four overseas. And another downside of making Faf captain, so they have Faf, Hasaranga, Hazelwood, and Maxwell. Maxwell plays every game, he has to. Faf plays every game, he has to. Hazelwood's been doing really well. He after he joined CSK, which he has to play every game now. Hasaranga had a good start, but last few games he's been a big letdown with the ball, and with the bat he just hasn't showed up this whole season. Uh,
I mean,
so
to be fair
maybe
to
a
him, they're
more
not really they're not really playing him with the bat. They're sending him like eight down, so he doesn't really have much
yeah,
to
but RCB's batting has failed, so he's come in by like the 16th over
That's
as
true.
a finisher when that's his job. But his bowling's been let down the past few games. Maybe a few more failures, and then they can think of bringing someone like a Karn Sharma in, who does a similar role, and then you have an overseas slot free, so you can bring Finn Allen in the top.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to stick with Hasranga. So maybe Kohli opens and they bring in someone like a Mahipal Lomror, another left-hander, to round off the top three. So those are potential fixes for RCB in the
Yeah, I
next
mean,
year.
and the best fix would be to drop Kohli entirely, but that's not gonna happen. That's not a realistic fix. But I hope it
Yeah, yeah.
happens, but it won't.
But
And I'm not
yeah,
just saying
I
that.
mean,
I'm not just saying this to be like a Kohli basher. Okay, I really like Kohli. I've always okay. I wouldn't say I always liked him. For the past few years, or the past like 3 to 4 years, I've liked Kohli. Um, I think it would be good for him as well if he just takes a break. Uh,
yeah, I think it'll be good for him if he takes a break, but I don't think IPL is the time to do it. After the IPL, we have a series against South Africa and Ireland in June. So after the IPL, you have a 1 month period before the England Test match, where there are 8 Team India games, but he I don't think he needs to play them. I think he should just take a break.
yeah, I mean, if there's anything we need Kohli for, it's for that Ireland series. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, yeah,
The Ireland
yeah,
series is
yeah.
going to be tough without without performing Virat Kohli.
Yeah, and that's the kind of analysis you get on around the wicket. Kohli should definitely play the Ireland series. Um, Without him, we stand no chance
Yeah,
against the
yeah.
mighty uh, Irish. Um, and that's a good note to end the RCB section.